everyone, I'm Shayne. Welcome to my channel. I write romance and romantic fiction. Y'all, it's finally September, and today we're going to the bookstore. Woohoo! It is finally September, and I'm going book shopping. I'm so excited. I haven't gone book shopping in months, probably not since May. Yeah. I have a lot of things on my list, some of which are new releases. And I cannot wait. But first, it's time to get some coffee. Well, how cute. I just dropped my keys between my seat. And I'm going to have to dig them out. Anyway, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about we are here and we're getting ready to go book shopping. And I am so excited. I actually have... I got my big bag here to put my books in, and I got my list. I'm ready to go. I have a book shopping hangover. I got so many books at the bookstore, so many, and one of the clerks there was super helpful and helped me find a lot of my stuff. One of the books that I wanted is not in yet. It's today is the release day and it's on order, so I'll have to come back. Oh, sadness, and get that one. But I got quite a stash for right now. Yeah, we're gonna go home and unpack this. Hi everyone. Okay, so went to Barnes & Noble. Got a few books, but first I went to Starbucks and got my new bag of coffee. This one's called Komodo Dragon. I've never had it before, but it's dark, which is my favorite roast. It says notes of fresh herbs and warm spice. Got this just in time because I just finished up my last bag of coffee this morning, so we are good to go. Okay, first up, The Accidental Diva by Tia Williams. So actually when I went looking for a book by Tia Williams, so any of you who follow me on socials probably know I love 7 Days in June, loved A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. And I've been wanting to get A Perfect Find. That's a book that has been, a couple of years ago, was adapted into a movie starring Gabrielle Union. And I've been wanting to read that book for a while. I can never find it in the bookstore. So instead, what they had was The Accidental Diva, which sounds really cute. It's got a beauty editor who just started at a world's leading fashion magazine, and she meets a gorgeous up-and-coming Brooklyn writer. So this sounds super cute. I'm probably going to try to read it for the fall, and that is The Accidental Diva by Tia Williams. All right, next up. I mean, you know, I love my girl Katee Robert and the Dark Olympus series. This is the latest book in the series, Dark Restraint. And yeah, I'm already way behind. I still have 2 books before this one, Cruel Seduction and Midnight Ruin, that I still have to read. I really want to get actually really caught up on this series, like hopefully maybe during September, October. This one, okay, look. This one is about Ariadne and the Minotaur. Yes. And check this out. They've been adding these amazing, like, front pages with this really sexy artwork. Look. Oh my gosh. Yes. And then here's an alternative. Yes. Love this so much. Can't wait to get into these books. They are dark. They're sexy, super sexy. It's a retelling of, you know, the Greek gods. Dark Restraint by Katee Robert. Next up is, okay, yes, Guide Me Home by Attica Locke. So there was just really no rhyme or reason to this book haul. As a matter of fact, when I was going through, when I was checking out at the front desk, at the cashier, she's like, they're very reading, She said, not very reading. No. She said varied. This is varied. Oh my God, I cannot talk this morning. I just got an oil change and I'm tired. She said varied reading tastes here. That's what she said. And actually, she actually said that when she was checking out this book. I think because she was like, oh, literary mystery and contemporary romance and sexy, spicy romance. Listen, I contain multitudes. Guide Me Home by Attica Locke. Attica Locke is one of my favorite kind of literary mystery thriller writers. She, several years ago when I first started getting into audiobooks, I listened to a couple of her books. Blackwater Rising, I think was the name of one, and Pleasantville was another one. They featured the same detective whose name is totally escaping me now. I think it might have been Jay something. But anyway, this series is the Highway 59 series, and it focuses on Darren Matthews, who is a Texas Ranger, one of the few Black Texas Rangers in this series, basically is the only one, and his adventures dealing with racism and crime and family drama and personal turmoil and all that good stuff. I read the first book right when it came out, and the second book I have, which is the first book was Bluebird. The second book is Heaven My Home, which was the one that I read during the pandemic and have very vivid memories of just sitting on the couch while really in the heart of like, dang, this lockdown is going on for a while. Yeah, it's been like 2 months. And I was reading Heaven My Home, and that just made it all better. And this is the finally we get the last one in the series. It was kind of cool because when I asked for this one, when I first got there, I had just gotten there and the clerk was like, you need any help finding anything? And I'm like, no, I'm going to start just by looking around. And then I was specifically looking for this one and couldn't find it. And so the clerk was nearby and I asked him, I'm looking for the latest Attica Locke book. It's the last one in the series. And he immediately turns to another clerk. Apparently she had either just been talking to him about it or she's the one who's like in charge of new releases and placement and all that. Not sure. But he literally said, the new Attica Locke? And she's like, came over and says, yes, we have it right here. And then she started talking about the series and how amazing it is. So we were just yakking about this series, and she started telling me about a bunch of other stuff. We talked about S.A. Cosby and Walter Mosley. It was a great time. So that is Guide Me Home by Attica Locke, the conclusion to the Highway 59 series. All right. Now, here is a book that I talked about in one of my previous videos that I listened to on audiobook, and it was narrated by the author, Chelsea Devantez herself. And it is called I Shouldn't Be Telling You This, but I'm Going to Anyway. It is a memoir of amazing essays by Chelsea Devantez, who is a writer, TV writer, and comedian and actor. And as a matter of fact, this book has been picked by for RuPaul's September book pick, which is really exciting. I'm so excited for her. But when I always knew I wanted to get this book in hardcover, and I couldn't get to the bookstore when it came out, so I listened to it on audio and was like, yes, I can't wait to get my hands on the hardcover. And this is something that I talked about in the in the video when I talked about the book, that she had to black out certain details from a particular essay because of legal reasons, which is infuriating, but it's like really interesting to see that, you know, how she had to like basically redact so many of her words because it concerned a person who had committed domestic violence against her. And for legal reasons, I'm assuming the publisher was like, we can't publish all these details. So she had to redact a lot of it, which is infuriating, but I think also choosing to tell her story anyway in this way is a story in and of itself. So that is I Shouldn't Be Telling You This, but I'm Going to Anyway by Chelsea Devantez. And let's see what else we got. Oh yeah! Okay. So the funny story about this, so this is A Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin, contemporary romance. I have been wanting to read about this since I heard about it. Alexa Martin started off writing like football romance, and I'll be honest, I am not a huge fan of football. One of my friends is probably laughing as I say this because she loves football. She's always telling me, Shayne, you should kind of get into it because it's a great way to meet people. And I'm like, nah, girl, I can't do it. But now, I did actually read the first book in that series, Intercepted, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed her voice and storytelling. So she's doing kind of new cozy, not cozy mysteries, cozy romance. And I heard about this one, and then she also has another book out called, It's in the Footage. Wow. It's gone, totally gone. It's fine. You'll see it in the footage. And they had two books, and they had that one, and I was like, darn, I wish they had Better Than Fiction. And then for some reason, I don't know, there was just something that said, let's go back and take another look. If nothing else, I can get some more footage. And sure enough, I'm like, wait a minute, there it is. It's kind of in a different font, or it just had a different look than the other books, so that's probably why I didn't see it. But here it is, Better Than Fiction. What is this book about, Shayne? Please tell us. So here's what got me about this book. This is the hook for me. It says that Drew Young is a firm believer that the movie is always better. Listen, all of us book lovers have that friend who's like, I like the movie better. And you're just like, how can this be? Or they'll be like, nah, I'm not going to bother with the book. I'll just see the movie. But the book is so good. So we all have that friend, so I was already hooked there. She inherits her grandma's bookstore, the Book Nook, and finds in that she's way in over her head even before she gets started, because the shop's resident book club, which is composed of 5 of the naughtiest old ladies ever. I'm like, already sold. It's like, you go, girls. And so they're meddling. Love that. And then it says, and then next we have best-selling author Jasper Williams as a hopeless romantic. Yes, thank you. When he meets Drew at his Book Nook signing event, he becomes determined to show her the beauty of reading. So I am really excited to read this one. I think it's going to be super cute, super fun, super funny. And that is Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin. All right, last but not least. Okay, look. Mags are reading too, you guys. And I saw, where did I see this? Oh, it was on somebody's, it was either on Instagram or a website that I'm already completely blanking out on the name of. Oh my gosh, my memory is not that great today. But anyway, I was basically completely scoping out Emily in Paris coverage because season 4 part 2 is about to drop in a week or two. And they were like, oh, Ashley Park, who's on the cover of Cosmopolitan. And I'm like, I need to go get that because Ashley Park stars in Emily in Paris as my girl Mindy, one of my favorite characters. And she recently had a very serious health scare, which I can kind of relate to say the least. So I wanted to read about that and also just support my girl, Ashley Park. So that should be fun. Yeah, so that is it. That is my book haul for September. I'm so excited I finally got to make it to the bookstore. The only thing that I was disappointed that there was another book on my list. I got almost every book on my list except for one, which is a graphic novel. Well, it's a collection of comic strips by a cartoonist named Patrick McDonnell. He does the Mutts comic strip, and I love that comic strip so much. It is very much a strip for all of us animal lovers, cat and dog lovers. I used to have a dog and I used to also have cats. I really miss having animals. I'm just not in a place right now where I can take care of an animal. And also I kind of, went through this string of like years where I was either taking care of a sick animal or grieving one that had just died. So I'm like, I need a break from that. But I get my cat, dog, animal fix by reading the Mutts comic strips. And in November, I think, so Patrick McDonnell is very much animal rights, anti-cruelty, animal lover, activist, and uses his art to really amplify and support those causes. And he did a long-running strip. He has a long-running character that was called Guard Dog, and Guard Dog was a dog that was always chained in the backyard. And so every time you saw him, it was sort of a commentary on how this is not how dogs should be kept all their lives, and how much he wanted off the chain, and how trapped he was, and he was always looking at the moon, hoping for freedom. Oh, it was heartbreaking. Well, finally in November, Patrick started the arc for Guard Dog, where a guard dog finally gets to be off of his chain and with a new owner. Okay. Woo! I just got emotional thinking about it. Listen, I'm not the only one. There were people on social media going, oh my gosh, this is the most heartbreaking, riveting series ever. Because when we were starting in November, when he's built this arc, it was like every morning, it's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen today with Guard Dog? And then invariably it was like, oh no, or maybe there's hope, or just literally bawling. So it was such a popular strip that he decided to collect all of that whole story arc into a book called Breaking the Chain, the Guard Dog story. I'm going to be okay. And it released September 3rd, which was when I went book shopping, and it was the same day that the Attica Locke book was released too. Unfortunately, they didn't have the books in yet. They had them on order, but they didn't have them in yet. So I'm either going to try to go back to the bookstore next week after all my assignments are turned in, after deadlines are over, or I'll just order it online because I have to get my paws on that book. So that is it for the book haul. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, drop a books emoji in the comments and tell me if there are any September releases or fall releases that you are excited to get. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.